Exploring Luminar Neo's ecosystem is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone. So I'm really excited because all of the insiders that are watching this live, that are in Zoom, you know I'm horrible at keeping secrets. Absolutely horrible. So thank God we could talk about the new ecosystem that I've been dying to tell you guys about for months. It's amazing. I'm going to start out first with the restoration feature, this new feature. Now, during the Ask Me Anything segment, we're going to talk about which upgrade option are good for you. Let me just say it real simple. If you already have a subscription to Luminar Neo, what I'm about to show you is included. Excluding the web gallery and working with cell phone, with your mobile device onto it, but all the new features. And then that's one of the greatest features that Skylum has introduced with Luminar Neo as a platform. Any updates you guys have access to. Upgrades, of course, are a paid service. All right. So I'm going to dive into this. First, let me show you these. Here's my mom and dad on their wedding, 1949. Look at the before and after. Here they are, a young couple. My dad was 25? My mother was 21. They're going off on their honeymoon. Look at the difference. And then I have my good friends, or actually this image. My sister sent this to me. Robbie, yes, she can call me Robbie, not you. Robbie, could you do something with this? My three older brothers, Johnny, Tony, and Tommy, passed away. They're holding my little sister, my sister, I'm the baby of the family. Boom, look at that. She was speechless because she's always loved this photo, but there wasn't a lot that she could do with it. Now, my buddies at TNF Camera, look at this. They gave me some of their worst photo restoration images, and they said some of these they couldn't do for the customer. Look at this. Look at this one right here particularly. Look how the piece is torn off, and look what it did. Absolutely stunning. I'll do it one more time. I'll go backwards. Look at this. This, my family. I just thought this is awesome. I'm flabbergasted. Just seeing the stuff that they're doing, that's amazing. And now, by the way, the picks that we're gonna go for, who I voted for or looked for on our Luminar Coffee, on our Facebook group, I'll do that during the Ask Me Anything segment. All right. So let me show you how cool this is. All right. Now, these are the restoration, and it's real simple. Let me get to the originals. Let's see. Here's a scan. I'll do this one. Here's my dad. I'll use my dad. All right. Simple. Grab, drop, boom. Now you have a choice. Full, and that's going to include color. Right? Color or scratches. So it's your choice. Do you want to just increase the colors? Do you want to fix the scratches? I'm just going to do full. Now, I am going to tell you, because it's using AI, just the stuff that it's doing for it is just out of this world. I can't even comprehend the source code they created to do this. It's going to take a while. It will take a while for it to go through, so be prepared. And if you don't like the results the first time, do it again. And then you just keep doing it. And I noticed I did it a couple times, and it gave me great shots for images like, there it goes. Here it is, right here. Look at that. Look at that shot. I just love it. He just came back from the war, and this was one of the shots they took. Hey, look at that. I wish Phil was here. My cousin did a little Dutch tilt on that image. But overall, look at this. In fact, you know what? Let me show you this. What's really most impressive is this right here. These images were shot with my father's camera. A lot of these images were photographed with this camera itself. And let's look at some of the results. My Aunt Mary, my father with his parents, my grandparents, my mother, my oldest brother, John. Look at this. My cousin sent me some of her images in. There they are. You saw that one. There's my Aunt Mary and my Uncle Joe. Tony the barber with my brother Tony for his first haircut. So, and my brother Tony's birthday. Notice, oh, look at this, the wedding photo. Now, I got to tell you, looking at a lot of these shots here, absolutely just, I'm speechless because the team didn't just create an incredible software that can take old family scans and old photos. They brought memories back to life. What they did, and I told them this, is you don't realize a lot of these images, like this image here of my mom and her friend, they were lost. They were lost in our family archives because the originals just didn't look that good. And we were able to recreate these, which I just think is absolutely amazing. Now, I will give you one word of a warning. Let me get to this image here. I did this okay, this right here. This was the image. Let me read. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Oh, wrong way. Just undo that. I want to rotate them. Here we go. Rotate to the left. Rotate again. There we go. All right. I did this image, I can't remember how many years ago. And I did it in Photoshop. So, well, it was pre-Luminar. So it had to be in the early, maybe 90s. Yeah, around in the 90s. I did this for my father. Now, they were a young, up-and-coming couple. They didn't have a lot of money. My father wanted to give her one of the greatest weddings of all time, but he couldn't afford it, of course, at that age. Notice the extension cord running through the scene, the wallpaper, the plaster just peeling. Just everything about this image, obviously, is just needs a lot of work. The coat rack. I mean, people putting coats in the background. They're cutting the wedding cake, for God's sake. The photographer should have done this. He didn't. I went into Photoshop and spent days recreating it. I put a beautiful drape behind them. I gave it to my father. He teared up. Robert, this was the wedding I envisioned for your mother. And he's like, I can't believe this. And I said, yeah, Dad, I bet your mom would have loved it. His tears instantly dried. What? No, Robert, your mother was simple. She didn't believe in all that stuff. This is what she would want it. She wouldn't have wanted you to edit it. She would have said, no, that wasn't our wedding. I want to remember what we came from. We came from humble beginnings, and we built a life together. So that taught me that just because we have the ability to restore and do all these incredible things, sometimes people don't want that. Now, yes, I would touch it up, which you saw me do earlier, before I turn it to color. But yeah, I did get rid of that extension cord. The photographer in me just had to do that. But I left the plaster. I left the coats in the background. So I left it as close to real as I could. So with this new technology, you're going to be real busy at Christmas. I guarantee it, or Hanukkah. My sister already told me she has my room, my old childhood room, set up with a scanner. And she's going to send my nephews and me in there to re-scan our entire family album. She wants to make calendars for our family or little ebooks with it. That could be a great project. So again, my Skylum teammates, thank you so much for what you've done with this. Now, let's get on to the photography side. I'm going to get into the ecosystem. Why is the ecosystem so important, so exciting? For years, I've asked for this. Jim Nix, myself, Thomas, Javi-san, we're in Iceland. And us photographers are perfectionists. We don't like posting stuff online unless it's edited in some form or another. And when you take a cell phone photo, usually it's almost like an apology. Well, this was straight from my phone. And it's like, So think of this. Carl was with me in Iceland too. So imagine we took selfies of each other with these incredible scenery. We could either do it with our phone or we could do it with our camera tethered to the phone or to an iPad. Use Luminar Mobile to edit it. Ready for this? Change it, edit, post it, it automatically goes to the desktop version. In fact, I'm a little nervous to show you some of these. All right, so, okay, you know I'm getting into cooking. So, let's see. No, maybe it's a good idea that it's not here. I'll find it in a moment. But the neat thing about this is it goes to the desktop, and then from the desktop, you can continue with the edit where you left off. I mean, that ecosystem is absolutely amazing. I'll find that in a moment for you. All right. So let me show you a couple new features here. I'm going to use this one right here. And let me make sure that these are set to, what do you call it? The original. Adjustment. Yep. Okay, good. So here's the original image. All right. Now, I love the shot. It looks really good. But watch this. Edit. Now we're going to come down to the creative section. Oh, notice something. Relight is gone. That's because light depth is relight just multiplied. And look what they did. Here's the advanced features. There's relight. So I've said this a million times. Because you're part of the new Luminar Neo platform, any updates like this, everyone gets them. Even if you paid $35 for it when it first came out, you'll get these extra features like this. So once again, the team is going out of their way to make sure the program, even the old tools, have a new update with the new technology. So here we are with the relight. I'm going to give it, or light depth rather, I'm going to give it a little bit of amount. Watch this. Ready? Oh, look at this. And then I could take and narrow it down, top and bottom. I'm going to go right about here. And that looks good. Add a little bit of softness. You know what? Let's give it a little golden hour tone. Look at that. Now I can still go back and do what you guys loved with the relight tool. Let's go a little bit darker in the foreground. I do want to bring it up. Colors. Background. Same thing. Look at that. Darken it a bit. Increase the colors. Before. After. Awesome. Now, adjustment. Copy. Now that I copied, or I can make it a preset, let's take this image and this image here. All right, I'm selecting one. There we go. Let me just make sure I'm only selecting those right here. There we go. Right click, adjustment, paste. I actually did all four of them, but that's fine. So look what we just did. Now by doing that, if I double click on the image, I'll just use this one here. Edit. It's non-destructive. So look at this. There's my light depth. Now it's already added. I don't have to re-add it. It's still processing. Let's give it a moment. And the neat thing about this is now I don't have to go back in and go, okay, light depth, make the changes, add this stuff to it, go through and continue. It automatically just batch processed it. Look at this. I could take it because it is non-destructive. This reminds me of a Jim Nix image when we were in Iceland. Remember that, Carl? So let's see. We'll do this. Let's see if it makes a difference. Look at that. Right? And then, of course, we can continue with a little bit more. And then the advance. Yeah, I'm gonna bring out a little more light there. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that waterfall. There we go. Look at the difference. All right, and again, these are things you can experiment with, but how cool is that with that light depth tool that they took a previous image and they just made it incredible. Now, or not image, I mean previous tool. All right, now let me get back to here and Luminar ecosystem. Right here, I got that set for you. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. Let me get to Luminar shares. Nope. I got to find where, well, you know what? I'll do it from here. I'll do it like this. I'm going to export, let's say, we'll take this image. I'm going to export it. Well, where do I want to export it? Well, I can connect it like we've done before in the past. I can connect it here, and then with my phone, I'm going to come in, I'm going to scan the QR code, which you can't really see me doing it here. I'll scan the QR code and export, send it to my device, and boom. Here we are on my device. So now I have it on my phone, and I can do all cool things with it. That's great. You've seen that before, but they've updated that and upgraded it. So it's a better workflow. Now, I'm going to come in and we'll do the photo. Let's do the family restoration. Let's see, where did I put those? Well, you know what? I'll just do this. I'm going to grab this one, this. I'll just grab all of these here. Export. Now I'm going to publish it to space. Yes, you heard me. Space. So you know what that means? You have your own little portfolio. Now, a couple words of warning on this. It's not a place for you to store your images. Please, I wrote that book, 3-2-1 Backup. 3 copies of your data, 2 stored locally, 1 stored off-site. This isn't the off-site one. Because if something ever happens to that space, you're going to lose those images. Still follow the 3-2-1 backup plan. This should be the best of your best images. That's what you should be using space for. So here, I'm going to publish to space, new space. Let's just call these family, restore, and publish. Now that I did that, and this is what I'm envisioning Christmas time. Incredible photos of my family or Hanukkah, incredible photos of my family. I'm going to upload them to here. Look at this. Copy this. And then, grab that list, boom. I'm going to share it either to Facebook, Twitter, or copy. I copy the link. Then I'm going to send it to my family and say, hey, don't ask me to send you the downloads of these. They're right there on our space. Check it out there. So this way, it's not, what am I looking at? Less work for me. Less work for me at Christmas. And then you can go back in. Let me see if I have that connected yet. Yeah, I do. So there it is. So I just realized we're doing this live. So now if any of you captured the URL, you'll be able to see these images. Anyhow, so I have it here. Now look at this. I could send this to my family, or they could download the images to their phones, their computers, whatever. That's going to save me a whole lot of time on sending to them. Imagine my buddy Carl was here when we were in Iceland. The shots that we grabbed, the shots that we captured, could you imagine editing them in the field, uploading them to the space, putting them on social media and say, hey guys, here we are in Iceland. We wish you were here. Here are some of the images we got. And as photographers, we don't have to apologize and say, well, I didn't edit these yet. They're straight out of my mobile phone. They're out of my camera. Now we have a way to put them up there. But like I said, I can't stress this enough. It's very, very important that you don't use it as your backup. Still, export these images to your hard drive first, because you'll have higher quality. Save them to if anything ever happens, the originals or your computer, you have your completed photos. And then if you noticed, right over here, there it is, spaces. There's my family restored. And there they are right here. And then, like I said, I was getting into cooking. I'm not sure if I have my cooking one in here. Yep, there's one. So there's my, my wonton chicken taco. So I've been doing, and my buddy Lou Manna, the world-renowned food photographer, has been helping me learn to light my food photography. So now I can send him that link and say, all right, Lou, give me some suggestions on this and tell me what I can do. And it's a private link, but if you shared it like I just did, then the world can access it. It's not like you can put a password protection on it. So be very careful on what you do, post up there. But I mean, how cool is that? And if I don't want it, so if I'm over in this area here, let's say family ones, I could right click and then click delete. And now it removes it from the website. I don't think we can. Oh, yes, we can. Look at that. No, we can't. So you can't, once you have it created. So once my family, the gallery is created, you can't just click on one of them and delete it. You'd have to redo it over again. All right. In the future, who knows what they're going to do with it. But as of right now, once you create your little portfolio or your space, what you see is what you get. All right. How cool is that? That is absolutely amazing. And again, my heart goes out to my teammates in Ukraine, because not only are they doing this and making what we did with Luminar AI and what we did with Sky Replacement, that was game changing. That set the tone for other companies like Adobe to follow us, and we led the way. They're doing the same thing with photo restoration. They're doing the same thing with our ecosystem. They've always said the old way of editing is outdated. You want to be a part of something big, and they've accomplished it, all while bombs are dropping all around them. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate what my team is going through and what they've accomplished. All right. So check that out. Now I have another surprise for you. See if I have it right here. Yep. We did the medieval workshop a weekend ago. We're going to have a special after the workshop review where I'm going to show how we edit the images. I'm also going to show how to light the images, how to get emotion out of the subject. So it's a full webinar, and we're allowed to invite our friends, and all of you are my friends. So you're welcome to attend. And again, that's going to be tonight, 6:30. Follow that link one more time. Here's that link. If you haven't captured it, oh, wrong one. Here it is, right there. There's that link. Scan it, copy it. It's going to be tonight. I'd love to have you guys there. Just look at it. And even if you're not going, register for the event so you'll get the rebroadcast after the event. All right. So that gave you enough time there. All right, everyone. Awesome. I mean, I'm just thrilled with this. Let me know in any of the comments what you're thinking about the new updates. And like I said, if you already have the subscription, other than the spaces, a lot of the stuff I showed you with the restoration, the new improved light depth, that's already included. And if you have the year, or not the year, but the perpetual license, it's a small upgrade fee. All right. So check that out, and we'll go from there. All right. Now, I am going to do, after this, we are going to show the photos I picked on our social media. So this is our Facebook group. Join that group, and maybe we'll have one of your images being shown. All right. But I'm going to show that during the live questions. Ask me anything after this. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. If you're here, stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment. For everyone else, I'll see you at the next coffee break.